Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about Sony's newest release, which is the DualShock 4 back button attachment for your controllers. So it's just a little piece that attaches to the back and gives you two extra remappable buttons on there. It's got a little LCD display. It's got a little display on there so you can see what you're changing it to. It's pretty awesome, it's really tiny, and I think it's great. So let's just jump straight into it. Alright, so let's take a look inside the box. There's not much to the outside of it, a couple of pictures of the product itself, and on the back you've got a little explanation of what it is in a bunch of different languages. And this box is really tiny. You can see how small it is compared to my hands on screen, but I was quite surprised at how small this packet was. Inside there's pretty much nothing in there apart from the product and a manual. And the attachment itself is really small. If you don't leave it attached to your controller, you probably will lose it somewhere. This is just the manual for the attachment. It's more so of a quick start guide to me. At first, I think when I first seen the designs for it, I thought, oh, it kind of looks a bit chunky. They could have made it a bit sleeker, but honestly it fits perfectly for me. And I've got quite big hands, and you can see how small it is. So when I'm holding the DualShock 4, I use my middle fingers to use this attachment, and I'm getting used to it. It's not too much of an issue now. So on the bottom they've got the 3.5mm jack that just plugs into the bottom, and the other little port I can't remember the name of. I did find that this was a little bit difficult to get in the first time. I didn't want to force it in and break it, so it took me a little while to get in, but I pulled it off camera and managed to do it. You just need to use a little bit of force and wiggle it a little bit. And then once it's in, it's staying in. Like, I'm not taking that back out now. So you can see that the screen on the back is the OLED display that shows up your functions. So if you click it once, it shows what program you're in. If you hold it after you've clicked it once, you can then change them programs using the buttons. If you double click it, that will go through each program you have on there. So you have a total of 3 programs, and you can change the buttons for each of them. Once you're done changing what you want it set to, you can just press it once and then it'll stay there. Or if you double click it on the fly, it'll switch to the next program as well. I think my only concern with this screen is it's a massive fingerprint magnet. But other than that, it's not really that bad. I mean, you're not even looking at the screen when you're using it, because once you've set your programs, you know what ones you want to use. Then you're just holding the controller and the screen's facing backwards anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. The buttons themselves kind of feel like a mouse click for me, so they're super clicky. I mean, if you listen, they're quite clicky, and they do remind me of a mouse. Like I said before, so they've got the pass-through for your headset, so you can still use whatever headset that has a 3.5mm jack with this. Alright, so we're gonna jump into some hand cam footage and just show you how it functions, how it sits. Alright, so this is the footage that I got for Call of Duty, just using a private match as an example, just so that you can see how my hands sit with the controller. So I have the top screen in the top left that you can see my middle fingers that are actually touching the buttons. They're the ones using them and activating them. And the other screen is just so that you can see I'm not taking my thumbs off the thumbsticks to actually jump or crouch or whatever the function is. But like I said, I quite like this product compared to the likes of Scuff. I do own a Scuff Impact, and that thing cost me above £150, and this is 25 quid. £25 to have essentially is the same functions as a Pro controller. You know, you may not have as many functions, and yes, the Scuff has 4 paddles, or mine does, you know, has 4 paddles on there. But I think in all honesty, if PlayStation released this a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have purchased a Scuff controller, because I think for the money, you know, you pretty much getting exactly the same thing. But £25 compared to £170, I mean, it's up to you guys. But I know the Xbox has their own Elite controller, so I'm hoping the release of this product is a hint towards the PlayStation 5 and the DualShock 5 maybe having its own Elite controller, I don't know. But for the likes of me and the likes of some of you who just play with your friends, or you know, you just play to kill time and you do it because you enjoy it, not competitively, I would definitely go for PlayStation's back button attachment, because the price is a massive selling point. For 25 quid to have that extra 2 buttons on the back, it massively helps your gameplay. I think it massively helps. It takes a bit of getting used to if you've never used anything like that before, but I would definitely invest in that if I didn't already have it. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider dropping a like. If you are new here, consider subscribing if you want to see more. And until next time, peace.